Yo, we got to talk about Pat McAfee possibly being a reason why Ryan Clark got fired the way that he did, abruptly, live on air like that, man. This is something that we haven't seen ESPN do to somebody that's been working on their program for 12 years. Ryan Clark was suited up and booted up. This was his last appearance on ESPN. As you guys can see, Ryan Clark did show up to work. And then he was quickly removed from the program. And nobody knew what happened. So fans started speculating that it was a possible situation that happened 10 months ago when Ryan Clark got into it with an ESPN analyst on air.
We shouldn't do this on TV. And so I apologize if people think this is rude. That's the non-player.
Oh, stop. CeeDee Lamb is
let me tell you why. I'm not looking at fantasy football.
Ryan, I'm not. Don't belittle me like that. I could come in and say, as 3 ex-players are saying one thing, and give an alternative perspective that maybe CeeDee Lamb did play well. And
Peter, what I need for you to do is not get mad and let me finish for one.
Okay, go on.
It wasn't about you. It was going to be about me.
That situation at the time when it was going on, Ryan Clark had came out, issued an apology and stuff like that. So after the news had broke with this Ryan Clark situation, I've seen a lot of clips starting to resurface. And then I seen this news about Pat McAfee is possibly negotiating a new contract, which is the reason why, ESPN is starting to do their layoffs, because we all know every time these guys are up for a contract negotiation or trying to renegotiate their contract, ESPN, they start laying off a lot of people. So as you guys can see right here in this report, it said ESPN is expected to start paying Pat McAfee north of $60 million annually after laying off other employees. The report said Pat McAfee of College Game Day just absorbed Ryan Clark's salary after the NFL analyst was laid off by ESPN. So that reminded me of a couple of clips with Pat McAfee and Ryan Clark, right? Like, remember when Pat McAfee was trying to belittle Ryan Clark in a joking way about his NFL career?
Bro, I'm doing well, man. I got to talk about people who kind of wear football uniforms but don't really play football.
Right, sticking with
this morning.
But let me ask you a couple questions, Ryan Clark, shall I?
Mm-hmm. Let's do this.
Ryan, have you ran with a football in an NFL game? Have you had a rush?
No, I have not.
Oh, that's weird. Have you thrown a pass in the NFL?
I have not.
Oh,
I have not.
This is very. Have you scored in an NFL game?
I actually have not.
Oh, well. See,
right.
there's a lot of things I think that make up a football game. You know what I mean? Like tackling, running, passing, kicking, blocking. I mean, there's a lot of things there. I've done them all.
But the main reason why I'm doing this video is because I think Pat McAfee is the one that pulled the plug on Ryan Clark getting fired, because we seen what Stephen A. Smith said in his response. He was like, man, I wish I had the power to do more.
He's not somebody that I just loved working with. He's somebody that I love, period. That I will always be here for in every way, shape, form imaginable that I can. I just wish that I could have been in enough of an influential or powerful position to prevent his exit from happening.
But we all know Pat McAfee has more power than Stephen A. Smith, because Pat McAfee is the guy that can call out the bosses at ESPN. Stephen A. Smith wouldn't dare do that. Pat McAfee is the only one that constantly talks about the owners and calling those guys out and calling them old and haters and stuff like that. We've seen Pat McAfee do that for years at ESPN.
You're on TV. Stop telling people to go to a website to save a multi-billion-dollar deal. Okay?
Come on.
Nobody cares what you have to say. There will be nothing that we say or any website that'll be visited that'll get this thing. There are, I'm not going to say the exact names, but these people, it's poor sorts though.
Yeah.
It's poor sorts out for the good of sports. Need each other. Anyways, we're very appreciative, and we understand that more people are watching this show than ever before. We're very thankful for the ESPN folks being very hospitable. Now, there are some people actively trying to sabotage us from within ESPN.
Funny.
More specifically, I believe Norby Williamson is the guy who is attempting to sabotage our program. I'm not 100% sure. That is just seemingly the only human that has information, and then somehow that information gets leaked, and it's wrong, and then it sets a narrative of what our show is? And then are we just going to combat that from a rat every single time? I don't know. But like somebody tried to get ahead of our actual ratings release with wrong numbers 12 hours beforehand. That's a sabotage attempt.
So like I was saying, man, it reminded me of a video I did a while ago when Ryan Clark was threatening Pat McAfee to pull up on the show. He was like, yo, I'm in South Bend, Indiana right now. Because at the time, Pat McAfee was interviewing Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers had like this little back and forth with Ryan Clark. He was clowning Ryan Clark.
Because he says these things and he talks tough and he behaves in this way, but he ain't. There ain't people that come around here and talk about wanting to follow you because of the type of man you have been. This dude is a fraud.
Aaron
Hold on, I'm not done. I'm not done.
Oh, shit.
I just got a PSA. Just a quick
Okay.
PSA.
All right. I thought we were.
Just a quick PSA reminder.
Started with 12, countdown to one.
Say is this. I know I got to say this multiple times for people because they don't listen, but say whatever the fuck you want about me. I don't care. But just before you do it, whether you state your name, your accolades, pronouns, whatever it is, just state your vax status so that anything you say afterwards gets put in the right light. Just please help everybody out who's wondering where is this coming from, including myself. What the fuck is this coming from? But just give a little PSA. You do a little bit of digging, then you know where it's all coming from, right? You're captured, you're highly valued, and then say whatever the hell you want to say about me, because I couldn't give two shits about it. All I care about is that you put that little disclaimer out there, just like it's in the bottom for me, that I'm a champ, MVP, and I am enthusiastic about ayahuasca. Just put, instead of your accolades that you need to have out there so desperately, just put your vax status as well, because you cared so much about it, during the years.
All right.
So just put it out there on your bio when you're about on your shows or whatever. You don't just need a brooch with your initials.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Put your vax status on there too.
Okay. All right.
Ryan Clark took issue with Pat McAfee for giving Aaron Rodgers the platform to do that. So Ryan Clark was on one, man. He was hot. He was on Twitter. I'm in South Bend, Indiana, because I guess that's where Pat McAfee records his studio, stuff like that. So he was like, I'm in South Bend, Indiana. I could pull up to the studio right now. And yeah, so, it made me think about that situation as well. So, there's just a lot to speculate when it comes to Ryan Clark. Of course, people are going to say the salary and stuff like that, but you got to think about a lot of the things that Ryan Clark has been involved in with ESPN. Obviously, he has to issue out a lot of apologies, sitting there threatening to pull up on Pat McAfee, knowing that Pat McAfee is ESPN's guy. He's like 1A for ESPN. Stephen A. Smith is 1B. So, Stephen A. Smith doesn't have the leverage and the power that Pat McAfee flexes on Stephen A. and ESPN constantly. Like he does it. He does it purposely. Like I said, man, he calls those bosses out and he stumps and walks and does whatever he wants on that program. Imagine if Stephen A. Smith was to call Caitlin Clark a white B word while working at ESPN. Pat McAfee is able to do that. And, a lot of people who formerly worked at ESPN has called out Pat McAfee the way that he flexes his powers and let it be known that he's untouchable. And yeah, man, so obviously Ryan Clark has got fired because Pat McAfee is the guy that's up for contract negotiation right now, as you guys can see in that report. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you stuck around this long, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. That really does help support my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate that. Thank you.